we have, I'd like to introduce you to the Canadian premiere of Deliverance. And it hasn't been shown, actually, the funny part is it's shown around the world, but hasn't shown anywhere, hasn't even shown in Hong Kong yet. Yeah, so you guys in for a real treat. And I have the pleasure of having the director here. It's actually his first feature-length film we shot, so I'd like to welcome Mr. Kelvin Shum.
Hi. Well, I'm super nervous somehow. I haven't seen this film myself since April, I believe. So this film was shot around 2 years ago, and it was my first feature debut back in Hong Kong. And there's some part of it that does come from the memory of my family that was delivered into the film as well. Sorry. And I hope everyone would enjoy it. And yeah, we'll chat soon later in the Q&A. Thank you.
And it's also one of Kenneth Tsang's last films, is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's a very memorable collaboration with him, because he's a very senior veteran actor in Hong Kong, right? So me as a new director, I remember, well, actually he dated me. He was like, he messaged me about a week before his shoot, right? He's like, hey, Kelvin, let's get together, let's get a dinner together. So we sat down for dinner. That dinner was about 3 hours. I was kind of interrogated by him in a way. Like, I mean, he was super nice. I mean, but then he was like interrogating on, oh, okay, what do you want to see in the film? What do you want to do? What kind of message you want to deliver? And what can I give you? And then after discussing, after him hearing my story, after him hearing what we want to do, he's like, okay, cool. Then I won't give you the usual things. I'll give you something you'll remember. And that's what he said to me that night for dinner. And then even on set, he had a lot of his own thoughts into building the character, into how the character develops. And I think it was a great collaboration with him, definitely, especially as a new director, learning from such a veteran actor. And yeah, it is a memory I will not forget at all.
Like, you know, making up as they went along, was your script very like well structured, like in the sense like it was very, you know, storyboard structure, like, and was like too much, you didn't change too much as it went along?
Well, the film was, so 2020 I was back in Hong Kong, we started writing everything. And then in 2021, that's when we shot the film. But first of all, we were shooting it through the COVID period. And second of all, we had Simon Yam, right? And I remember meeting him, and he gave me two options. He was like, Kelvin, all right. I was meeting him in February, late February, early March, and he gave me two choices. He's like, Kelvin, okay, we got April and we got September. Which one would you choose? Because that's his only available dates, right? So to me, at that moment, I was like, okay, let's do April, because you never know what's gonna happen in September. And so we went through the script was kind of done, but then there was still a lot of things that we would like to do to make it a better script. At the same time, we had the pre-production for about a month, no, less than a month, 3 weeks of pre-production for the whole film, including location scout, everything. I kind of went into frenzy drawing the storyboards. Yes, I did storyboards. You know, even for the floor plans and everything, prepping with the art directors, and then we shot the whole film in 23 days. So this was a film that was made in around 2.5, almost three months time, yeah. So it was a pretty hectic production, but it was really fun. The script, yeah, we did kind of went along with it, and we tried to work out a lot of things on set as well. But at the same time, we did have a script that was kind of the guideline of the whole thing. But then, as a new director, I was kind of greedy. The film after we shot it, and then our first edit, it was 3 hours. And then I was like, I was watching, I was like, wow, look what we did in 2 months. But then we had to cut a lot of things from the film to make it shorten. But then, yeah, it was a very memorable production. You know, even looking at it now, 2 years, yeah, it's been 2 years, so yeah, it was fun. Well, no, I don't have any family members that is like from the movie industry. I'm like, you know, my whole family, they dabble in the educational industry. So my dad's a teacher, my mother's a teacher, my uncles and aunties are all teachers. So no, I don't have any that kind of background. But yeah, I see myself as a kind of crazy person right now. I'm not really right in the head. I'm not really normal right now. But I think one thing that I would say is it's in the end of the day, it's still collaboration to me. Yes, there's points where I will take full control of what's happening, but I take full control in letting go of some of the power that a director would have, because I would give that power to my DP or my art directors. They would be, in Hong Kong we usually have, you know, we have a big monitor on the side, and then my art directors, my art director team will be over there. But me, I will have my little monitor with me next to my cinematographer. And then all I'm focusing on is the characters. In Simon's, in Justin's, how they are in that moment and what they would need after they come out from that scene. And I think, especially the days back when I was in LA, that was the place where I really learned how to be a filmmaker, was because after graduation, there's like, I mean, each 3 months, there's like 100 directors coming out from USC, UCLA, FI, Film Academy, Los Angeles Film School. There's so many, right? So after graduating as a director, you know, there was like 100 of directors. And I'm like, how am I gonna work it out, right? I'm still a newbie in this. And I went on to becoming a producer first. I went on becoming a producer and an assistant director, because there's 100 directors. That means they will need producers and they will need assistant directors. So I went on from that, you know, and I learned from my peers. So I wouldn't say it's not from collaborating, because I collaborated with them as a producer or a assistant director with Indian directors or Italian directors or a lot of different kind of people from everywhere, you know? And I learned from them, and I think the style which I'm still crafting right now are all from them as well. And so yeah, I think yeah, just do whatever position that you would be approached with, and eventually, like the characters, have your goal, and eventually you get there. I think that's what, yeah. She's a very emotional actress, for sure. That's one thing that I would say first. But then, because I met her during 2020, late 2020, where one of the producers, they told me that she needed acting classes, right? So through to the late 2020 until mid 2020, early 2021, I trained about 3 or 4 actors in Hong Kong at that time in acting. But then she was one of the actors that we also cast in the film, and the way that she's very sensitive, you know. Given the script to her, there was the scene in the court. We shot a lot of angles, and she cried for about 26 times in one no, not even a day. It was like half a day, and she was that into that character at that moment, and she could hold on to that moment, and even coming out. I mean, she's still learning for sure, but then in that moment, that's enough for me already, and it really works out, especially. Because as new actors, you can't really expect yourself to be, oh, I'm like great at everything. But it was very lucky that we had Kenneth Zhang or Simon Yam or Nina Paul. You know, it's a give and take between actors. And you know, she gave out her best, and then she received what Simon gave back, and everything turned out quite well. Yeah, I would say she's a very, very great actress. She's actually, yeah, this film is actually her first film that she shot. But there's other films that's already released in Hong Kong right now that she's in. And she's continuing to do more. So yeah, I wish the best for her.
Talking about it, now we know about the jellyfish, now we understand the symbol of the water. This is all the creativity of these artists. And thank you for staying. It's very late, but you can now go out and party.
Not yet. We have one more day tomorrow. Party like afterwards.
Yeah. And tomorrow we have 2 more films for you. They are wonderful films. The first film is called Lost Love. It's actually the director originally from originally is a journalist. So he really wrote everything and did this thing, and it's about foster parents. So it's another unusual film you never seen, and the actress is Mariam Cheng, right? Jen Xiaoman. She's so famous. She's like a superstar. She's also a singer and dancer. Her live concert is selling out, and she made that film without taking $1. Because she loves the script so much, she wants to support this new director, and I love this film. I got the director with me, and he shares some story about making this film. So you have to come, and I will tell you tomorrow. And then the last film, closing the night, is Narrow Road. It's a film made during the pandemic, right? It's King and I, we both love this movie, and so we have to have this at the end of to close the night. And as a bonus, we actually have a Q&A pre-recorded with the director because he couldn't make it. So I hope you come and close out these 3 nights of 3 days, right?
3 days, yeah.
3 days of 6 film extravaganza of Hong Kong film. So thank you very much and good night.
I will be outside in the lobby if you want to take photos.
非常之幸會認識你個電影今日你放嘅電影即係有一個非常之唔同嘅角度睇法啦。咁你呢部電影需要幾耐時間製成呢？
拍攝用咗有23日，23日，係啊，咁前期3個星期，so yeah， 所有嘢放埋一齊用咗2個半月啦，2個半月差唔多，所以都係一個好快速嘅一個作品嚟嘅。咁但係快速，但係好多心血咯，即係好多 effort from 成個 team 嘅努力，所以好特別。係，
我即係睇你出嚟三個月能夠有呢個咁成功嘅製品，唔係簡單。
成唔成功，我又覺得係，我覺得係一個好開心嘅合作出嚟嘅一個作品咯。咁係好開心㗎，真係，因為能夠講到個故事好唔簡單，特別係作為一個新嘅導演，可以有咁嘅機會係絕對好感恩嘅。
可唔可以講講你自己嘅背景咧？
我嘅背景我係我澳洲，我香港出世啦，咁但係我亦都喺澳洲長大嘅，咁喺澳洲度讀中學同埋大學，然之後去咗上海戲劇學院讀過一陣書，之後再去咗美國LA 嗰邊讀咗幾年嘅filmmaking， 然之後做咗一堆 producers 或者 assistant director 嘅工作啦，咁跟住就係2020年返到香港。咁就2020年同我個 cousin 就開始諗嗰個劇本 ，and then 就係2021年拍呢部戲咯，係啊。
咁呢套戲之前你有冇拍過第二啲電影咧？
冇啊冇啊，呢個係 first feature，但係就我有拍過啲短片咯，一啲 short films，跟住或者啲 commercials 或者係啲 MV，but 做正式導演長片係第一個。
係非常之成功，恭喜恭喜恭喜！希望日後我哋有機會可以合作。
會努力會努力，thank you thank you，好啊好啊。
好 ，OK， 拜拜。
Supporting this inaugural season of Making Waves Montreal. This is a program initiated by the Hong Kong government with the goal to support new directors' works. So majority of the film you're seeing are really first-time director, their directorial debut. And we find most of the first film by anybody is actually a very precious product because they are made with their heart, with their passion. They chose really hard for a topic or subject matter that matters to them. And a lot of these films were made not for the sake of going to mainland China, the market, so they were just meant for local home audiences. So that the budget is usually smaller, but they just want to make sure their voices are being heard. And a lot of films, the actors participating in this film, they are supporting these good projects. They are not asking any actors fee. So like this film, Sammy Chan, if anybody know from Hong Kong, is a very, very famous singer. In fact, from this film, she won the Best Actress Award at the Hong Kong Film Critics Society. I think it was last year. So it was a very great role for her. She completely changed from her glamorous singer, actress, a beautiful look, to an ordinary woman who's interested in being a foster parents, working with a lot of troubled kids, or the kids being in transition before they are being adopted or something. So in this movie, you actually see a lot of child actors, from little kids to older kids and teenagers, and they're diversified. You can see Hong Kong is a very diversified society, so it's not just Asian kids. They could be other kids from other countries that are in Hong Kong at the time. And it's supposed to be based on true story. So I want to make sure you notice the title of this film, the Chinese title, 落水流花, means flowers in the flowing water. And those 4 characters are actually the handwritten words from the director's 6-year-old daughter. He said, I want something sort of appropriate because we are showing some children aspect in this film. So he wanted the title to be not a very fixed or rigid choreography of it. So the title, 落水流花, is actually written by his 6-year-old daughter. So I hope you enjoy this film, and you can ask me some questions afterwards outside because we have a 3:30 show, the closing night. Otherwise, I think you are in for a very interesting and good story. Thank you very much.
我哋又唔係冇得生，做乜一定要做寄養啫？
咪當打份工咯，又有錢賺，搞唔掂咪掟翻俾佢哋咯。記住，學高頭唔使理人哋，向前跑，知唔知道？知道。
識做噶啦。
好啦，玩開先。
哇！3條子都唔〜
多啲啊！你哋點可以留低佢自己一個喺屋企？Surprise！ 俾翻我走我啦！
係你由朝到晚淨係得啲細路，你冇理過我啊！
是每一天和明日講聲很快見，哪怕我未能實踐，你卻有漫長路線。
媽媽，
冇亂叫啊！叫天美姨姨。
呢度係細咗啲，不過住先嘅咋。
都幾好啊，有隻窗。
個冷氣冇壞添。睇緊咩啊？
見到對面有啲植物。
咁遠你都見到？
嗯。